believe that things are going to get better. Like I do. It's just really hard sometimes to push through it.
Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we are going to be talking about the fact that a lot of people are saying that the business of body positivity, especially fat acceptance, is kind of dying, and a lot of people are a little worried about that. The reason that I wanted to talk about this is obviously this is something that's very interesting to me, but I actually saw a post, a couple of different posts by Tess Holliday that I feel like really show this in motion and how this is affecting different people. Now, obviously, Tess Holliday is someone that is very prominent in that space and has been in that space for a long time. And I think the content that she is making now is reflective of this anxiety and fear that she feels about this industry that really has made Tess Holliday and other people that are in her similar position to her a lot of money and has garnered them a lot of attention and fame, or whatever you want to, however you want to put it, and how they are kind of reacting to the fact that this industry is kind of going down the drain, and how they maybe feel a little bit like they are kind of stuck in a loop and there's nothing that they can really do about it, because whenever they do try and venture out of the body positivity space, maybe they feel like they're, the people that watch their videos, their subscribers, their followers kind of have pigeonholed them into a very specific place on the internet. And so the first thing that I want to do is I want to go over a TikTok that Tess Holliday posted herself talking about this whole thing. In this TikTok that we're going to go over, Tess is talking about how diversity is dying and how that kind of affects her and the anxieties that she's feeling. And I just feel like it's a very, very good explanation of exactly kind of what I'm talking about here.
As someone that has worked in fashion and diversity and inclusivity for the last 14, almost 15 years, it is so incredibly disheartening to see what has happened with the fashion world. We are back in the Stone Ages. There's less diversity. People don't care. People simply do not care if you do not fit the standard of beauty. And it doesn't matter how long you've been in this game, who you are, and I would be lying to you guys.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised by this, especially when it comes to fashion. Like these companies, the thing that matters to them the most at the end of the day is making money, right? And so I think that especially the past few years, maybe from like 2016, I think up until maybe 2022 is when I feel like it was at the height. Companies started seeing that there was a lot of money that they can make out of this, and there wasn't necessarily like a huge amount of, it doesn't seem like there was a huge amount of change like as far as overarching that's going to be for the rest of our lives, right? It was like something that was like basically like a fad. And I think that people are starting to notice that this is not something that's going to stick around for a long time. And this is when I've talked about like when so many people were like at these brands about like they need to be more inclusive, they need to have bigger sizes, they need to do all this stuff. I can understand feeling that like that, but I always felt like the thing that makes more sense is to make your own stuff, right? Make your own companies that are just inclusive in general. Maybe they only make sizes or something like that, to where instead of relying on these other companies that we know time and time again, the most important thing to them is making money. And this was a fad that they saw that they can make money off of. And Tess Holliday was a huge driver in that. She was someone that obviously made a lot of money herself, I'm sure, but also helped these brands basically make a lot of money. That's the reason she was valuable to these brands, because they could see her as a way for them to make more money to market to the audience that she has.
You guys, if I said that I wasn't absolutely crippled by the fear of how quiet work is, and it doesn't take away from the meaningful work that I have done and been a part of, and for so many people in the community that I share. So if you guys see me on social media, or you see one of your, favorite plus size creators, or someone that is diverse and doing their thing, give us a little bit of extra love. Like, we need it right now. We are not okay. We're going through it. But I do believe.
And I mean, that's just the danger in general of social media, is that if you really attach to a specific fad, and it might not feel like that to Tess, right, and to other people that are in this community, but that's what it ended up being, especially on social media. If you get really attached to a specific fad and something that is blowing up at that specific time, it can only last for so long, right? And that's exactly what's happening here. It seems like, at least, right? I'm obviously not an expert, but it seems like that thing is blowing over. Not as many people are talking about it. It's not hitting the algorithm as much. And that's going to in turn cause these companies that were putting a lot of money into it and resources to no longer do that. And then that means that if those companies are no longer putting in those resources and trying to, pump money into that, the money is not going to be going to the creators that are making the posts that are influencing other people. It's just, that's how it kind of works. So that's why it is so dangerous when it comes to being an influencer, relying on these other companies to basically pay your bills, right?
Believe that things are going to get better, like I do. It's just really hard sometimes to push through it. So yeah, I'm wearing the same hoodie I always wear because it's my comfort hoodie and it makes me feel safe and whatever. But I'm still that girl. Deep down, I'm that girl still. It's just a little harder right now to be that girl.
So when I see that post, I obviously see someone that seems like they're, struggling currently right now with the situation that they're currently in. And I think like Tess obviously sees that. And what I've seen with her social media is there's definitely been more of a push to, try and maybe move away from just specifically talking about like being, inclusive or being plus size, trying to add more stuff into that. And there was a post that I thought was really interesting, which showed her trying to get 10,000 steps. And the top comment, or the first comment that I saw on that post, really highlights, I think, the issue that comes with a lot of these people that were big in the plus size space and are maybe trying to transition out of it, and how the response can sometimes be from that audience. So this is the post right here, and I can't really play the audio because of copyright, but it's her trying to take 10,000 steps in a day with her son, and she ends up doing like some boxing with him, right? And so in the caption she writes, today is a week straight of working back up to 10,000 steps a day. Watch till the end to see how far I got. I didn't have time to move my body this morning because I was working all day. So after school pickup, Bowie joined me in the gym. Do we know how to box? Not a chance. Are we having fun? Duh. Some of my favorite items are linked in my Amazon store, right? And then so at the end, she kind of shows that she wasn't able to hit 10,000 steps. But what I think is really, really interesting is this comment, right? This is the first comment that I see. You can see it right here, right? When I scroll to it, it says, why so much exercise content though? I want to watch body positive activists enjoy a meal or go swimming in a bathing suit. All these influencers doing too much exercise, making it boring. And I'm not skinny, so I don't enjoy watching exercise, right? And Tess Holliday responds and she says, I don't really post a lot of exercise stuff. I just wanted to share a cute moment me and my Bubba had. Now, I do want to say that the majority of these comments, which I think is a good thing, are actually quite positive, right? Like they're just like, I'm glad that you're getting this many steps. I love this. You're looking great. Stuff like that, common nice comments that you'll see on a social media post. The reason that I wanted to highlight the comment that I did was because it perfectly shows what I've talked about before, in the fact that if you are someone that is popular in the body positivity space and you've made a name for yourself there, if you do end up wanting to lose weight, or I'm sure Tess Holliday would never say that she actually wants to lose weight, but you want to work on yourself, you want to improve your health, you will absolutely get comments of people being upset that is something that you are doing. And I feel like that is just crazy that is something that people have to deal with. Again, I know you could argue that, you made your bed, so you might as well lay in it. I can understand that kind of response, right? But it doesn't change the fact that there are plenty of people that see this that might be in a similar position. They might not be as, popular as Tess Holliday got, right? Not many people are, but they are in this position of they garnered a following based on these posts that they were making, and now maybe they don't feel that way exactly, or they feel like they almost have to make a shift because that content is no longer popular and no one's watching it anymore, and now they don't know what to do because they feel like if they end up trying to maybe go down that route of maybe they just genuinely do want to make a change for themselves and they want to lose weight, they're afraid of the backlash that they're going to get from their followers. And so I just think that this is a really interesting kind of thing that's going on. I think it's interesting that even people that are in the body positivity space or fat acceptance space are realizing that basically that space is dying and they are losing all, like, you know, all the people that were watching, they're losing that money that was coming in from those different companies, and they're trying to kind of pivot. And so I thought that was interesting. I'm curious what y'all think down in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.